Hi guys!
Hey everybody, how's it going?
I'm here with Yain!
Yeah, and I'm here with Shayna.
And I just wanted to let you guys know that for the very first time in my entire career, I have been banned! And it feels really uncomfortable because, you guys, I speak out every single day, multiple times a day. So, being banned is not something that I was expecting.
It's happening all over like social media.
Yeah, nor was it something that I really want to deal with. So today I am going to first of all introduce you to Yain because I absolutely love Yain. Yain and I'm going to name him Neo. We're keeping him private, but Neo and I just had a past life regression, and it was amazing. And maybe I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end. But me and Yain had the funniest experience.
Ridiculous. The charade continues. The charade continues.
So I'm gonna bring Yain in, and Yain is going to tell us a very funny story that happened to him on the train yesterday.
What? Yeah. So,
and then I'm going to share what happened to me because it's abuse. We're taking the abuse down to a whole new layer now.
Yeah.
The war is turned up a notch, and people are starting to get freaking evil. But we have to spread love, and that's what we're doing today. So, Yain, what happened to you?
So yeah, just the last thing you were finishing on, like it's definitely a test of how much we can embody and just stay in love instead of just reacting in a bad manner. Because I found myself nearly becoming like that yesterday, and I'll be specific what happened. So the story is, we're sitting on a bus on public transport. We don't have
you and Neo. So you and Neo came in from Sydney.
Yeah.
And it's like an hour and a half.
You know, we're kind of just going about our life as normal, not having anything on our face, you know, because, you know, we have the right to our bodily autonomy. And as we're getting off this public transportation, some guy, we see him premeditatively do this. We're walking off, and this guy takes his mask off and coughs on us and sneezes on purpose, like it's obviously exaggerated. He consciously did it, and we're walking past and we see this happen. What are these people thinking they're doing? What are they trying to achieve?
So he coughed on you, kind of like Little Britain. The woman coughed.
And he's like smiling. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then he put it off, and he's like trying to as if it's like, "Yeah, I showed them." What is that achieving? You know?
I think it's their ego. Their only way to respond when something like this is so confronting, when somebody's not wearing a mask and they are, the only thing to do is attack. And that's not the answer.
No, both should just live and let live. I don't have to tell you how to live your life. You don't have to go and cough on somebody else to make sure they mask up. You don't need to do that. There's no reason.
See, they've pumped in the whole "you're harming everyone by not wearing a mask."
But he went and did that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
We didn't tell. There was another thing we didn't add. There was a guy who was mute. He couldn't speak.
Oh.
And he was speaking to us, and he was like speaking in sign language to us, and we're listening to this person, and we're like, and he's like motioning this, and he's like, this new person, and like we felt this guy's energy. We were just like, man, like this guy's mute, he can't speak.
Yeah, and
he's trying to tell us, he's like you.
Yeah.
And,
oh my god.
And we're like, yeah, man.
Oh my god. So
it was so powerful because like he could feel his passion. He can't speak.
Oh my god.
He doesn't have a voice.
Wow, you just made me shiver inside. So you saw a mute man on the train?
No. Before we got onto the public transport,
right, yeah, okay.
He was telling us, no, don't do this, and we're just like.
So wait, he was for you not wearing the mask.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't tell you that part.
Wow. That's beautiful to have a deaf man give you his approval.
Yeah.
Was pretty powerful.
Yeah. It's.
Oh my god, did you shake his hand?
Yeah.
What do you think can you imagine a deaf person having to face a world of masks? That's bullshit. Like, no wonder why they had the fucking.
And he was so passionate. You could feel his energy. Like he was just like, no, like.
Yeah.
He's pretty much like insinuating like come together, socialize.
Socializing. Yeah, he was showing you what we needed to do.
Yeah.
He couldn't talk, but he was like, I could imagine him being so into making sure you knew what he was talking about.
Yes.
He's like, the connection. You're like, I know, and you could feel it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what they want. You know what else? You know, they also want to turn this place, not this place yet, but the whole world is going to be Sharia law. If you're looking at no hide and if you know why those laws are being passed, that's where the masks are coming from. Like, they want to cover our faces for a reason. They don't want us to communicate. They don't want us to have touch. They don't want us to be... this is where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
This is where ideas happen, and we are not separated when we come together and we hug and we kiss and we touch and we dance and we go to church. They've separated all of that.
Yeah.
And so moving on to my story, because, you know, I got harassed last night by someone I don't know, someone I had no idea was going to come to my page. And she started, the post was about love conquers. Yeah. Just like what we're saying now. I mean, like, little did I know that you were going to come over and have that funny story.
Oh, yeah. It's odd.
And meanwhile, this is unfolding for me. I'm pretty, like, weirded out that somebody's come to my page and actively has given me abuse for the information that I share. And you could tell she's not awake at all. She's done none of her research on this information. And she's calling me out on a post that I say love conquers.
Yeah. It's a bit...
It's complete defamation, first of all, because, I mean, this is my career, and now I've been banned for 3 days because she was so rude to me. Yeah. She told me that her information is totally wrong, and she was telling me that I was wrong, and I am a victim of this.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
It's funny because you say that, because, like, both sides, if you will, have the exact same opinion of each other. You have one side of the people who think that they're all misinformed.
Yeah.
It's the same over here.
Yeah.
And so everyone's just kind of like going back and forth, when it's just like, how about you just rise above it and then allow yourself to entertain those both beliefs and those ideas instead of having to attack the next person for thinking a certain way.
Yeah.
If they're thinking differently from you, you don't have to attack them. You can just allow them to think that way. You don't have to be like, you need to do this. It's like, no one needs to actually do anything. Yeah. Everyone needs to just come back to themselves.
Yeah. You know what, Truth Stream Media, which is what I was listening to this morning, they were saying the same thing. Like, they were talking about, like, let's just say that you saw a dress and one was blue and one was white. If you saw white, no matter what they said, and you didn't see blue, you're never going to believe it's blue. So you have to walk away knowing that they believe white and you believe blue. But there should never be a crossover where you are forced to think that this is white. Even though you see blue, you're supposed to see white. And that's what's happening right now, especially in the media. You are supposed to be forced to do these things to stay home.
Yeah, and it's all professional, it's very authoritative, and everyone just eats it up. It's just like, it's just, like I was saying the other day, like, it's a show. It's like a show.
Yain, whenever Yain and I get together, we're always constantly laughing at the nonsense that's unfolding on the screen. The first time you were over, we were cracking up about the see-through masks. And now every time I see ads, and they're all the time, every single time I see an ad with somebody with a clear mask smiling.
Just to mention another thing, you know 1984?
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
They actually banned the hashtag, so people can't even type it in. Like, I mean, you can still go and get the novel. Like, it's not stopping you from going and get the novel, but like these massive social media platforms that they're deleting. I mean, this isn't news.
No.
They're deleting all these things.
Yeah.
You know.
So Yain, can we just talk a little bit about, before I get into my, she totally harassed me. She was calling me a conspiracy theorist, and she was saying all the things that you would say at grade 1.
Yeah.
And she's going to look back at this and feel really ignorant because, you know, I have been doing this as a career for 3 years now. I'm not spreading lies. I don't stand out every single day and do this because I want to. Like, if I could have another option, trust me, I wish this was not true, but it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and like simultaneously, it's like you bring awareness to it, but you also don't let it completely take over your life. Like, focus on like at least attempting and consistently working at creating something new. Don't just like be so stuck in it. Like, bring awareness to it, and like as much as you can. Because the more aware of it you are, then you can, if you're aware of a problem, you can remedy it.
That's right,
so, like, but people just completely just ignore it.
That's what me and Neo were talking about at the beach today, because Neo, okay, I gotta just interject here. Neo, that's not his name, but he is freaking 23 years old, knows all about the plot, knows how to eat for the future, knows how to build for the future, and knows how to fund for the future.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not sure if I'm on the right path. And well, he's not a very good, not good. No, he's not a very talkative person. Good was not supposed to be in there. He's not a talkative person. So I didn't know any of this until we walked down to the beach. And within 10 minutes, I knew what he was doing. I knew what his plans were. And it feels so good to have people like you and Neo completely aware of what's going on and building the new earth based on your skills and your passions and your truth. Yeah.
Your truth.
It's so amazing to see that. And it was like we went down to the beach and then came back up, and it was like, oh, it's just totally obvious. Of course you're on path, you're on purpose, and just keep doing what you're doing. Because he was feeling bad because he's an insular person and he doesn't like to talk to a lot of people. And I said, dude, the world is full of mask-wearing zombies. You know, what we need you to be doing is looking into, studying crypto. He's very good at crypto. I'm going to list him with Jeff Berwick from Dollar Vigilante, who is all into cryptocurrency. He's got a huge network.
You're going to connect?
Well, just connect on social media. But he's so Neo has done the basis for crypto. He's been just dabbling in it, but he's been so successful in it. Yeah. So I'm like, if you've got that knowledge, all you need now is like a university of knowledge.
You just need connected.
That's right, and connections and stuff. And then his vision is to buy land. I'm like, that's everyone's vision. We all have the vision to go to the land and build.
Just have your own shit.
Just self-sufficiency and when we start taking our secret sauce and moving it into businesses that are outside of the matrix, and we don't have to pay the tax, and we don't have to be fined, and we don't have to regulate, and we don't have to buy COVID-safe stickers.
Yeah.
We don't have to do any of that when you are in the private realm. And that's what the New Earth is all about. Just doing everything
privacy, sovereignty, being completely self-sufficient, independent, whatever you want to call it. It's just having your own shit.
Yeah, and not having to go through the state for anything, for marriages, for divorces, for parenting plans. That's what we're doing at the end of this month. We are going to be doing another court case, and we are going to initiate common law court to do marriages, divorces. So we're getting a divorce fund at the end of the month. You're going to be involved. It's going to be in Sydney.
Right.
So we're scheduling that right now. By the way, we do need people in Sydney for the third common law court case happening. We're going to be finalizing my parental alienation court orders, which I'm very excited about. I am honoring the 30-day grace period, and I'm not saying anything. So I've just kind of been chilled with that. But I'm going to be open with results of my case that I went through the common law court for, and we are setting up to do marriages, divorces, parental orders, because the family unit is really one of the solutions as well. We need the family unit to be tight, and that was something else Neo and I discussed in our chat. Was I said, leaving the house and going and getting a job after you graduate is a program that has been put in our heads. And I did that program, and I enjoyed that program. Yeah. But the program doesn't last forever, and it's not for everyone. And we're in a time right now where this is war, and they do have plans, and we have to equip ourselves for the future. And I'd rather have Neo, sit there and fill his brain up with all this smart information and prepare for the future, and just kind of sit this out, like let's just sit this out and everybody kind of tap into what it is that they're passionate about, and how is that going to fit into the new world.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then for the people that got me banned because she can't handle the truth, which is fine. Everybody can't handle the truth when they first learn the truth, but the behavior, oh my goodness. Like, I am a professional interviewer, investigative journalist. I have been researching the plot for over 3 years. You don't treat somebody who is a professional career woman in that way. However, unless you're in Sydney, and they do have this tall poppy syndrome bullshit that goes around, and we do need to call this out, because tall poppy syndrome is what I experienced in 2015 and 16 and 17. So
it's very prominent,
So I'm not going to take any of that, and I already said I'll sue her for defamation if this goes any further, because this is all true. Do your research.
Yeah.
And what about the man who coughed on you?
I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to deal with those kind of people.
And what about the people at the grocery store yesterday that yelled at me, the 3-pack, and one of the man wasn't even wearing the mask?
You can show them the information and then they don't even accept it. I think it's still important to do what you can, but it's just like, it's just, you know, what do you think is a wise investment, so to speak? Do you think it's a wise investment? Like, I do think it's a wise investment to help some people and give them information and try and shed some light, so to speak, on certain things, but not all the time. It's like a balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, at what point are you hurting yourself trying to like help people that don't want to be helped?
Yeah, and we're coming to the end game here now, so people have to really figure out the assaults that are on humanity right now, and the agenda that's being rolled out at lightning speed all around the world.
Yeah.
All around the world, we are experiencing this lockdown. We are experiencing the contact tracing, the staying indoors, and the vaccine threat that's on the way.
Yeah.
So you guys, I am banned for 3 days, but that's okay because I'm going to get the rest of the common law court work done, and I've got a couple more things for my website that I need to finalize. So, and I am going to be launching Freedom Collective's Secret Sauce. If that woman doesn't do any more damage to my reputation, I will be launching very soon, you guys, and my calendar for opening up to speak to people like Yine, like Neo. Like, if Neo wasn't so shy, he'd be on the camera. But, you know, I want to talk to people. We just talked for like 15 minutes, so that's what it's going to be, 2 chunks of 15 minutes. But at the end of the 15 minutes, there's going to be 5 questions. Can I ask you the 5 questions, just as a trial? So they're about what do you, what was the best thing that you learned about COVID? How did you grow from COVID?
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
Here, well, I'm gonna go get the questions really quick, but that's the first question. Tell us what. So what did you? What was the lessons that you had from COVID?
Well, just to sum it up, the first question.
Yeah.
I'll just say it sounds a bit esoteric, but I'll just say it kind of encompasses what I've been learning. I've just learned more about self.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah. And I don't know if these are the 5 questions. I've written them down, but I'm just going to ask you a couple more questions. What would be the best advice that you would give somebody if they don't know the plot?
Don't be afraid to learn new information that contradicts what you think is true. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what would you say the best advice for the future is?
Prepare.
Prepare how?
In ways that you find suit. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real bland in general. Mm-hmm. But yeah, people have to prepare in their own ways. Whatever they feel, that intuition, like an intuitive pull towards, go more into that. Go deeper into that.
Yeah. And would you say that this is war?
Yep. Yep.
And how long have you been awake for?
I don't know. I think you kind of always are. It's just in terms of the information that you and what you allow yourself to deem possible as being true.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. I'd say about 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we were on the same path. How long have you been? How long have we been connected for?
Oh, about past year. Mm-hmm. What we call a year in the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm so grateful for you, Yine, and I'm so glad that you guys came over.
Likewise.
And I'm so glad that you're awake and you're young. You're only 23 years old.
Yeah.
So, it's people like Yine, people who are like, oh, Kian, I'm going to interview Kian. Oh, he's awesome. You like him. Okay. I think he's 13 years old. He's
13?
Yeah, he's 13. He's Carla's son, and he listened to my past life. I did a future regression of the future of children, and because all the technology is causing them to become robots.
Yeah.
And I painted out this picture of what the future is going to be, and he listened to the 30-minute clip, and he changed his ways. He went from looking at his mobile phone to doing a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
So I was like, success. But that's what my vision is we need to get the children off of technology, and we need to get them back into nature.
Speaking of that, I went through a whole month or two just without it just to experiment.
Yeah.
It's actually, you draw satisfaction just from life.
Yeah.
If you're always on your phone getting those dopamine hits all the time,
and
you don't know anything else outside of that, it can
bring you down. And can you imagine the children that's all they do, that's all they know, that's all they find happiness in and solace in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to take these next 3 days and enjoy my time off and say thanks again to Yain.
Yep. Thank you.
And thanks again to Neo. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you.